welcome back to. Is this the first time we're calling ourselves the Tattletales?
We're gonna.
Actually, we've never said Tales.
We're gonna do it for now.
Tattle podcast. The Shop About the Lunch Table podcast. Tattletales. What? Explain the Tales part again.
Dragon Tales. That
was a fun show.
I loved that show. Tattletales.
Yeah. What was the?
We're telling tales.
Okay.
About
us tattle.
Trouble at the lunch table. Lunch table, one word.
So
Trouble at the lunch table. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
It's an acronym.
Trouble at the lunch table tales.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Tattletales.
Don't get confused.
Don't
guys.
look into it too much.
Why don't we just change it to lunch table tales?
LTT.
We're going to love to play. What's the abbreviation? Isn't as cool.
Yeah, Tattle's better. As we really are doing it only for the Tattle Tales.
Yeah.
But the Tales is not abbreviated.
Yeah.
So.
Just shut up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have
Not
any
you know.
opinions.
I'm talking about the people
audience.
trying to overthink it. Like, that doesn't work. Hey, listen.
If you listen.
If you weren't listening a couple minutes ago, listen now.
All right.
Okay, so when I was on my way here getting coffee and food and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
the barista asked me. She was like, "Do you live far from here?" And I said, "No, I don't."
It's a
live
bold
far.
question.
Yeah,
How close are you to me, honey?
because I'm a frequent.
Oh,
drinker.
okay. They know you.
Yeah, which
Did
is
she
scary
recognize
part.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, they know me. I'm a frequent goer. I'm a frequent buyer. She was
You're
like,
a coffee addict.
yeah, pretty much. It's my addiction. Anyway, she said, "Oh, like how far do you live from here?" And then I was like, I live on Pines or whatever. And then I
A
was
stone's throw.
What?
I
A
live.
stone's throw.
I live in the Pines.
A stone's throw. Just past the Beehive.
I live in the Pines. I mean, on Pines. Pine Street.
But then I told her I used to live at that. What was it? The Beau Rivage, the apartment kind of close by also. And then she was like, "Oh, not too far." And I was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Well, let me return the question." I was like, "Oh, do you live far from here?" She was like, "Yeah, kind of. It's a 12-minute drive." And I just thought to myself, that's not far. That's
No.
not far at all. So then I was going to ask you guys, what do you consider a far drive to work?
To work?
Or what do you consider a long drive? Because 12 minutes is not long at all.
I consider...
That's just past the...
Anything over 30 minutes, I think, is far to me. Drive to work.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely anything over 30. I would also say if it's like...
If it's a 20-minute drive.
I think 20 and above is like, okay, that's a bit longer.
I'd go as low as 25. That's my threshold.
Yes, Julian, 20 minutes is a bit longer.
Well, yeah, 20 minutes is a bit longer. So,
yeah,
that's
20-minute drive to work. Doing that every day, I could see that. But 12 minutes, that's like...
No, 12
right
minutes is like, hey, I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like a perfect distance almost.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get more perfect, I guess, but
you could literally get out of
right
bed
there.
and be at work.
I don't want to be that close to work, though.
Some people do. I have the option to do that if I wanted to.
Really? You could be a remote worker?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But I choose
Why don't you?
I choose not. Because I'd rather... I know I'd probably be more productive if I'm at work.
Oh, definitely.
Plus, if I was at remote, then I would never leave the house.
Yeah.
And
I would do that like maybe 2 days a week or maybe one,
I also only live 5 minutes from work.
Okay.
So that's the other reason.
Yeah.
So I was like, might as well just go in every day.
And you get to see your coworkers and everything.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes, not all my coworkers go into work or whatever. Some of them are remote. Some of them actually work out of state.
Well,
so pretty crazy.
Some of them are just like out of the country.
Some of them are just
some
they're
of them
there.
Actually, we're curious about.
They're there, but they're not there. Anyway,
That's
that was what I wanted to.
Nice.
So. Yeah. I have this last week at least. I had a 30-minute drive to work, which wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Pat, I get it. You have like 7 hours.
I had a 3-hour drive. I was waiting to blow that in.
But now it's in.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys have heard of this guy. It's older news, but I saw a video recently, and this man for the last 50 years has been eating two Big Macs a day. Isn't that crazy?
50 years?
The last 50 years.
I didn't
even know
I think
that
I didn't know
had
the
it
Big
for that
Mac was 50 years old.
Wow.
Well, maybe it is, but
And it hasn't gotten any better.
This is from like May of 2022, but he's been eating at least two Big Macs a day. How's he?
How much
Oh,
weight is
actually,
it?
this says a Big Mac a day, but I was like reading or watching the video, and he was saying he started out with eating 9 Big Macs a day for like a couple of years.
It's not even good. I wouldn't want to have one a day. If someone paid me to have one a day, I'd be like, how much are you gonna pay me though?
I would do it if somebody. Crazy. I think I would do it if somebody paid me to have one a day.
No one's paying this guy though.
I know he's doing it on his own free will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. 9 is crazy. 9's too crazy.
That's insane.
He hasn't not 9 for 50 years, but it was only a couple years.
No,
but
I know.
like and like he's not a super fat guy. Or he's not even fat at all.
Give us the specs. Do you know?
I do know the specs.
What's his
shipping dimensions?
He's got hair down to almost his behind.
Okay. So Rapunzel.
Glasses. He's older than 50. We know that for sure.
Has he been doing it?
Yeah.
He has got very pale feet. I'm just looking at this picture here.
Is this on Feet Finder?
Oh, he's skinny boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't you ever see those reports where they're like, "Oh, I've only been eating candy for."
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, only has candy for. Well, that was a report that came out like a year or so ago. So
I saw it resurface like 2 weeks ago.
What did DK Metcalf say?
He said that he
has like 2 bags of candy a day.
Yeah. So here's what I just listened to an interview. So he has a coffee in the morning, which like suppresses his diet, and then he has a workout. Then he has like 2 bags of candy, then another workout, and then, or maybe it's like 2 workouts and then 2 bags of candy, and then after his workouts, then he has like 1 big meal basically.
Yeah.
Dang.
So
that is weird.
But then I saw
unit,
recently that he like kind of stopped doing that, and he's like had a little bit better diet now, but he still has some of that every now and then.
Yeah.
I think he's cut some of the candy out.
What is going on upstairs?
I know. Good morning.
Rise and shine.
You want to know what's crazy? Is I'm on the top floor of my apartment, and the people downstairs are louder. You know, like you know how you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on upstairs? I'm like, what's going on downstairs?
You hear a lot about upstairs neighbors, and we had that wasn't really a problem, but like it was my first taste of it.
Yeah.
When we lived together,
first lick of it, yeah.
In Beau Rivage, it was like every night at like 11.
Yeah, dude.
It sounded like, and this is as accurate as I can get to describe it. This is not an over exaggeration, I think. It sounded like they took all of the furniture in their apartment and switched places.
Yeah.
Every single night. And I was like, I kind of figured out like he worked a swing shift because he was leaving around the same time every night or whatever. And then I'd see him come home in the morning. So I was like, all right, maybe this is like when he's getting ready to go to work or whatever.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was still like, so loud. I mean, It was furniture moving loud.
Yeah. It was pretty loud. I don't know what they could have been doing.
Yeah.
Because, like, didn't it last a long time, too? Like, it wasn't, like, a short time.
Oh, yeah. It was almost every night for, like, months.
Yeah. Well,
it's scary it's not scary with an apartment, but when it's with a house.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Golly.
That means someone is in your house.
Santa came early. Yeah.
Christmas?
We didn't really have problems at our last one. I hardly see anyone at this entire apartment complex, which is very nice.
Saw the people that lived across from us for the first time.
Yeah. When I first moved in here, I didn't see anyone like at all around me for months. And then I finally saw like the guy below me, whatever. And then a few weeks ago, I heard like a constant noise upstairs, and I figured out it was their dryer running. Mm-hmm. And I, in my head, said, wow, that's way louder than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I should not run my dryer at night. I guess it's pretty loud.
That is pretty funny.
Which they have like quiet hours. Like,
but nobody abides by that.
No, it ends at 10. And I'm like, well, it's just my dryer. Like, it's not that loud.
Yeah. And also, it's my dryer. I can't really.
I've never gotten complaints about it.
Ours makes this really stupid. It's the washer, but it sounds like the. Well, no, what's the thing that's
the drum?
No, it's just like the cylinder thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it sounds like it's scraping against something.
Oh.
And we put in a service request or a maintenance request, like the weekend we moved in, and they didn't fix it until like 2 months later.
Wow.
And then they said they fixed it,
apartment.
and I washed something, and it still makes a sound, and I'm like, okay, well.
I've had problems with my like maintenance requests here. I put in one to fix that light in the kitchen months ago, probably 3 or 4 months ago now, and they still haven't. And I asked about it. They're like, oh, yeah, it looks like they ordered one. And then I got an email recently that was like, it's been completed. And when I was out of town. So I came home, still not fixed. So I don't know what the deal is.
Interesting.
They saw it. Yeah, we're not doing that.
They probably thought did they think it was the actual light bulb, or was it the...
I mean, they had to have known it was that.
Yeah.
I think I described it like it fell while I was not even in the room.
Oh yeah,
Scared the daylights out of me.
it's good. Good way to describe it. Anyway, this guy that's been eating Big Macs.
Yes.
He has like kept each carton for every single Big Mac that he's had, and and saved
box.
it. Yeah, and saved it, and like and like throughout like the 50 years and stuff, and he has also kept each receipt, and like it's all organized and everything, and yeah, Guinness World Record.
I wonder how much the price has changed. That's what I'm thinking about.
I don't have it pulled up on my phone, but have you guys seen the guy, the guy in, I think it's in Japan or something, who turned himself into a dog?
What?
Yes.
Turned himself? How did he turn himself into a dog?
I saw 3 seconds of that headline and I said, weird. Just keep scrolling.
I saw the picture. I was like, I don't really want to watch any more of this.
Gosh.
Giuliano, you can look it up. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a guy who turned himself into a dog.
Literally. It paid like $20,000 or something.
It is creepy. Also, have you seen the ones about the bears who look like there's people dressed up as bears, but they're actual like bears in zoos? It looks like people dressed up in bears, but they're actual bears that just look like that.
Did he get like surgery?
I think so.
No way. That is disgusting.
Yeah.
It only says 12,000 pounds.
What?
Like currency, money.
Oh, okay. Yes, there you go. That makes more sense.
Ew, that's just gross.
He doesn't like the dog isn't. Oh. It looks gross in the sense of like that shouldn't be.
I'm not sure.
Sorry.
That shouldn't be possible.
How do you get Siri to disappear?
You have
just leave. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, you were talking, Gianluca.
No, I was just saying it doesn't like look gross in the sense like ew, that's gross to look at, but it looks gross in the sense of like that shouldn't be possible.
Exactly.
That's a human right there, and they somehow turn themselves into
uncanny. Oh, it's a costume.
$15,000 US.
With this uncanny costume.
I don't know if that's right. We'll say it is.
Have you ever wanted an animal? If yes, you would probably spend some time finding a costume. If you ever wanted to be an animal. Okay, that makes more sense. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. No, it's a costume. That's okay.
Anyway.
That's cool.
It's a costume?
That's what it says, is it's a costume.
I thought it was surgery.
I thought it was surgery, too.
Oh, they said it turned himself into a dog, so...
This man from Japan transformed himself into a dog with an elaborate and detailed costume, a stunt that cost him over RS-12 lakh.
Okay.
Currency.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's not as weird.
No, that's kind of cool, actually.
No, it's still weird.
Our recent episode, I put a question. I said, ideas, questions, comments for the pod. One person responded and said, like the new name, more fitting, you guys.
Thank you.
That was Susie Welp.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Susie.
I also put a poll, and I said, whose highlight of the week was the best? Giuliano's new house, Gianluca's Disney World, or Patrick, best food ever? Do you guys want to guess who won?
I would hope it's me.
I would hope it's me personally because.
Okay, so we all hope it's us, but who?
You probably would.
If you had to put money on, like I'm gonna bet that this person won.
I would say Giuliano's.
Oh, wow. Okay. Giuliano won.
Thank you.
With a whopping 2 votes.
As it should be.
Yeah. I was like, no way, people actually voted. And I was like, yeah, Giuliano won.
But the social media, or the TikToks actually got quite a bit of...
Yeah, every single one, I've only posted like 3, but every one is getting more views than the last. Which is pretty wild. No follows. That's how it goes. But
they see more clips, and eventually it turns and hopefully into follows, and then we'll be able to go live on TikTok, and then... Honestly, cool. I think... So, one of the things I see on TikTok, because I see a lot of podcast clips of just random podcasts, Barstool has a lot of their own, like sports podcasts or fantasy football podcasts.
Backyard people.
Or just people like us,
Yeah.
And I just see a lot of, I think I mentioned this, I just see a lot of hot takes for people, and some of them, like, that's how they go viral sometimes. Yeah. So we just need to start having the most outlandish hot takes.
Well, we could do a segment where, this is just an idea. We could do a segment where we, like talk about trades we've received on fantasy football, or like make trades and see how they go. Oh, just because
like make a trade live on the podcast.
We could just because I sent Gianluca a trade. That's why and I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't think we should be afraid to talk about sports. Okay, we all love sports. Yeah. Okay.
Did you say sports?
We shouldn't.
Where did my phone go?
Look, guys, we are into sports. Okay, we're gonna talk about sports. It's inevitable.
If you don't like it, then skip the next 15 seconds of the podcast.
We're approaching my favorite time of the year.
Oh, I love this time of year.
Football season, and the Mariners are playing good again, so that's nice.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt
no,
real quick.
You're good.
Was it you guys that we talked about just recently about like months of the year that are our favorites?
I think so, yeah.
Or seasons?
Yeah, I think. I talked about it with you, but I don't know if it was like on the pod.
Okay.
I think it was with me, you, and Isaiah and Thomas.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What did Thomas say? Christmas time.
What did he say?
How did it start? I think we were talking about winter, and you said it's your least favorite.
Yeah, winter's my least favorite. What do you mean what?
And
Get that what out of here.
No.
It was the opportunity to bring up my hot take, but I saved it for the pod.
Okay.
I would dare to say, if it was in terms of seasons, I think summer. It's either 3 or 4.
3 or 4, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe 3.
Wow.
Here, can I bring up my hot take?
Yeah.
The end of every the end of every season, you're always looking forward to the next.
Yeah.
So when spring is towards the end, you're like, what?
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
No, I
saying.
disagree, actually. I do disagree.
No,
Wait,
I mean, it's just common sense. Like, I feel like...
That's common sense.
No.
Because everyone looks forward to, like, at least Christmas time. Well, not everyone, I should say. But
people yeah.
People will do, like, Christmas.
African children that don't get anything, Gianluca. They don't even know the difference.
And you want to know, they're happier because they don't get anything, so they have no expectations, okay?
I wouldn't say happier. They're just the same.
Anyway, people, beginning of each season, they are excited for it. Summer, we're looking forward to summer. Right now, we're looking forward to fall because we're kind of towards the end.
Don't group me
summer.
in that. I'm not looking forward to fall.
Okay, fine. I would say
fall.
there's
No.
a good portion.
Don't group me in that.
There's a good portion of people who, at least, okay, fine. You know what? I'm just gonna speak on my own.
Speak on your own.
I'm
Okay?
really sharp time to speak.
Yeah.
On my own. I look forward at the end of each season. I look forward to the next. Specifically with fall, I think I look forward to it the most because sports, and I just like how we can like dress better.
Yeah.
I just like joggers. I like sweats. I like wearing sweats and joggers more than shorts.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Here's,
And crew necks.
I agree with you on part of it. I like beginning of every season. It's like, heck yeah, summer's here. Oh man, it's gonna get a little warmer.
Before you start, who are you speaking for right now?
Me,
Okay.
just me.
Okay.
I'm not grouping you in it. Every year at the beginning, every season at the beginning of the season, it's like, heck yeah, it's getting a little better, get a little warmer. We get to go outside, we get to play sports, come play basketball, all the sports. Okay, and then summer, and then at some point during that season, my perspective changes, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the next one. I'd say fall, it never happens because fall is always too short for me. That's me. I'm not putting anyone else in that box. Okay.
Yeah. Shoo.
I love the weather for fall is perfect all around. It doesn't ever get too hot or too cold or too, et cetera, et cetera.
What months are we talking here?
I'm talking
September
like
and
September and October.
September's.
And then the
sure.
very edge of November.
Yeah.
Unless there's snow. That's a different thing. But fall, I never get that feeling. Spring's kind of muggy a lot, so I don't know about that. We'll put that to the side.
Really?
Winter,
Wow.
it's closer because I don't really get that feeling until like mid-January, February. Summer though is the shortest span of time before I go, all right, I'm ready to move on, because my hot take title here is that I just like, I hate the really hot weather.
Really?
I sweat all the time and I hate it. Okay. Hot summer day. You're sweating all day. It's like, all right, day's over at 7 p.m. I'm going to go shower. I shower, come out, and I'm already sweating again. I'm like, I hate this. I hate
What's
this.
wrong with your body?
No.
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at it.
If it never got above 90, it'd be a little better. And I think that's hot enough to be like, this is enjoyable, but it's not too hot where it's like, this sucks.
That's fair.
That's my hot take. I like summer, but pushes some borders sometimes where I'm like, all right, I'm done with this now.
Yeah.
I think there's some stuff I agree with you on there. But I think for me, it's spring. I immediately am like, I'm not looking forward to spring. I'm just more looking to get out of winter.
Yeah.
Especially in like
Okay.
January and February. But it also all of this depends on where you live as well.
Of course.
Because we experience all 4 seasons, I think
extremes. Yeah.
We get to we have a good grasp on the seasons, but like Florida, they experience a different kind of winter.
Right.
Or some of those southern states who don't really get snow.
Yeah.
So
I have a hot take too.
Okay.
Well, I have a regular take.
Don't put me in this box.
Okay. Specifically, me and Patrick agree on this subject.
Okay.
Just kidding. Yeah, I think summer and spring are like kind of tied for my favorites.
Okay.
Because I like the hot weather, even though I'm like constantly like I'm outside working and stuff all the time. I play a ton of sports out. Like I play soccer a lot and stuff, and basketball too. Like I enjoy the daylight, and I enjoy how hot it is and stuff. It's nice. Now fall, I don't enjoy as much. Like it's number 3 for me because it's like, oh, winter's coming, and it's like, oh, the cold is coming, and so yeah, I mean winter's my least favorite. I mean, and then yeah, definitely like, but the thing is like winter always lasts way too long because I'm always like, okay,
yeah, it does.
Like winter's almost over. We're getting into like January, February, and then it's like still freezing.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's
everyone only wants it for the month of December.
Yeah.
I think that would be the thing. No one wants it for January and February, and sometimes it can lead into March.
And it comes early November. Most of the time we have snow on Thanksgiving and not on Christmas.
Yeah.
I think our seasons here, summer and winter are very long. Spring and fall are short. You know, they kind of eat into the other time. The other thing I was going to say about sweating all the time, like if I am working or playing a sport, like I don't care. But if it's, if like I just showered and it's like, all right, I'm done sweating for the day and then I'm still sweating, I hate it.
I've never had that thought of like, oh, I'm showering at like 7 p.m. and then like
I'm still sweating.
I've never thought about it.
I hate it. I can't.
I'll give it a try.
Enough.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
I'll get my body to sweat.
Anyways, that's the season stock.
And that's the hot takes thing I'm talking about.
But yeah, I wanted to. You brought it briefly, but yeah, we're on all social medias, not all of them. TikTok, Instagram, and
maybe
we should
Facebook.
be on X now that it's called.
We are. I created one. I haven't done anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Should we be on Facebook?
I probably will. It's a lot of work.
Hey, you don't have to run everything. Right?
I know. Once we get it all established, then we'll.
Once we get a big following, we'll hire a social media guy. And
so like next weekend, probably.
Yeah.
You want to talk about fantasy football at all?
Let's talk about it. It's approaching.
How many leagues are you guys gonna be in this year?
I am in 5.
We're in 5 leagues.
I said last year, and I mentioned this to the new league that I'm in. I was like, last year I did 4, and I was like, this is too many. And then now I'm in 5.
Nice.
So
I want to be in a money league.
That's one of the ones I'm in. So
yeah, I want to.
That's the one I should prioritize. It's hard. Here's the thing. For me personally, it's hard to like. I want to be invested in all of them.
Yeah.
But the problem with having 5 is that eventually you'll have players that you're playing against, but also on your team.
Yeah.
And so you find yourself like, oh, who do I eventually have to like pick who do I want to root for and actually do good? Mm-hmm. Or at the end of the day, I'm just like, well, whatever happens. Yeah. That should be the mindset. But it's hard because you're like, I want to win in all the leagues I'm in. So.
Maybe I'm only in 2 right now, but maybe I'll go for a 3rd and try and like I don't know, put in $25 or something.
I think I'm in 4 right now. The other one hasn't set a draft time, so I'm not sure if that one's happening. But it was like a Chick-fil-A league, so I don't know if they'll put me in again. And then we'll see if we do the Guillotine League again. If we don't get in the Ghost Runners one, we should do like get a group.
Well, you let me know when that is, so I can like.
Yeah, I will.
I know Jordan wants to do a Guillotine League. That would be crazy for me just to do another league.
Although the Guillotine League it's easier managing. Like you have to make
explain
decisions.
For anyone.
Okay.
It's like,
so help me out here because I.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the Guillotine League.
Julian,
it's where like you pick your team, and then you don't necessarily have to like beat your opponent. You just have to have like
in the entire league.
You just have to be the person who
don't be last.
Yeah.
Because every single week, the lowest scoring person in your league gets knocked out. They get knocked out, and all their players go up on waivers, and then you're given like $100 of fake money, and all of those players that went up on waiver, you can put down money for.
So you guys have already done like a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, but you're
We
only
did
given
last year.
$100 for the season.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, week 1, Patrick Mahomes goes out in the team, and then, a few other, et cetera, et cetera. And you're like, okay, how much money do I want to put down on this guy? And if you put 30 and you don't know how much anyone else is putting, if you put $30 of your 100 for the season and someone else puts 31, they get him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't lose your money.
Yeah, but the league that we're talking about, it's a 2 quarterback league.
Yeah.
Which
is
also
tough.
makes it difficult.
That's why we made it further than I thought we would last year.
Yeah.
But we realized well into the draft, we need 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, the thing is, we were starting the draft and we didn't realize it at first. So we didn't choose a quarterback. No, so the first pick was a quarterback, and I was like, that guy took a quarterback on the first pick.
Yeah.
And then everybody kept taking quarterbacks, and then we picked, and I don't think we picked a quarterback.
Which is actually not bad. A strategy.
Yeah.
If everyone's taking quarterback for
Yeah.
super
but
flex is what it's called.
Yeah, but if it's a 2
two
quarterback league,
It was an
and
18-team league, too, because there's 18 weeks in the year.
Mm-hmm.
So
you don't get a quarterback in your first pick. Even people who are in it and choose quarterback for their first pick aren't getting 2 quarterbacks.
no. I think we got, Patrick Mahomes and Kenny Pickett or something? And
I don't know if we got Patrick. Oh, no, because we traded with
traded,
Brad.
Yeah. Did we get... Yeah, because then we traded him and got Justin Herbert back, I think.
Yeah.
And some money. But we lost my train of thought.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, we were we didn't know if he was going to be a starter week 1.
Yeah.
And so I was really hoping he did. And I don't remember... It was every single week you had to make different moves to not be last.
Yeah.
It was your team week 3 compared to week 4 is it almost... it's a huge makeover because you're just we need to survive another week. We need to survive another week.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It was it was really stressful, one night a week. It's what should we do? How much money should we put on this person?
Yeah, exactly.
But then other than that, it was... Yeah,
it was good. It was fun.
It was fun. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And it's different than all the rest you're doing.
Yeah.
You do a dynasty league, you do a few regular ones, and then you do this one.
Have they already chose for the guillotine?
They haven't talked about it at all.
Okay.
Was that for the
Ghost Runners?
Ghost Runners? So
Yeah.
you were in the Ghost Runners.
Yeah, Pat and I were co-managing teams.
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan and I did a co-managing league. Was it you last year or maybe a couple years ago when we had the idea of we get a ton of group of people together and we do a fantasy league, but it's just 12 teams, but it's 3 people running one team. It's each team.
Oh, yeah.
So that you're
that's
all
not a
rooting
bad
together. that would be fun. If we could get us 3 to run a team, and then Sam and Jordan can run their own team, and then my mom and dad run their. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Because then you're rooting together with people.
Right.
Because I saw on TikTok, maybe this was last year, people were, and I think this is maybe Trey Kennedy brought this up, or maybe this was somebody else. They said, instead of when you do the draft, you always showing other people your teams, oh, this is who I drafted or whatever. Yeah. But really, nobody cares, kind of like that. But you care because it's your own team. But if you're with a group of people, you're all rooting together. Yeah. Then we could all be oh, look who we drafted.
Yeah. It would be fun drafting together. All right, who should we get?
But also, I think it'd be fun watching too. You're that would only be in the sense that we only had 1 fantasy team that year or 2 fantasy teams that year, not when we have 5 or 6.
That's true.
We could do it this year and make it a bonus episode.
Ooh.
What?
Oh, we could
draft together. Just do record us drafting.
Oh, and then we could do that for the redraft.
You know what would be really cool is if we'd have to try and figure this out. But if we so we're a team, Sam and Jordan, whatever. So we have our teams all in separate areas where they can't hear each other talk.
Yes.
But we're sitting here and we're talking about our draft. And it's all right, here's on the board, whoever. And then we record everyone and then we can see what they were talking about when they were making their decisions.
That would be so cool.
That'd be cool. We'd have to be in different rooms of a house.
Or just different houses and then cameras just set up.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit harder to manage.
That'd be so crazy to edit too.
Yeah,
that'd be so much fun.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
dude.
All right, well,
that'd be fun. Not even for this podcast, just a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Just for our own entertainment.
Right.
Okay, what were we talking about? What were they talking about?
Yeah,
that's a good idea. We need more microphones.
We got to look into it. I know that's that's the thing. We'd have one.
Okay.
Because we could do 3 teams, and that's where we'd have to figure out how many people do we want in the league, how many teams, because we have 3 microphones, so
we could always make that like.
Are we 4?
We could do that, like, and make it a continuous thing every year.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be kind of fun.
That would be. All right, well, we can do it.
Okay.
That's. I think it's the best idea you've ever had.
Let's end it right there.
I still want to talk about this trade.
Okay. Well, before you talk about trade, I think we should talk about what makes fantasy football fun for the people who either aren't into football or like kind of like football, or I'm really just talking to Celine here.
Celine, this part is for you.
All right,
yeah, she
really
probably skipped the last like 5 minutes.
Probably. Look, here's the thing: you may not be into football. Dominique wasn't into football, or she kind of is. I mean, she would watch the games with us, come over, but then she joined fantasy football last year, and even though her team didn't do super good, I think she still enjoyed it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Celine's pretty again.
I know,
that's like she doesn't want to be in any part of it.
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about football. Hey, yeah, I get it. Look, but what to you guys makes fantasy football enjoyable?
Beating everybody else and winning the championship. That really made me.
That really makes me.
Just the managing, like looking at it and trying to build your best team, and
it's like a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard people describe it like. People who are against fantasy football and are like, oh, fantasy football's so dumb. It's like, oh, you're a grown man taking a bunch of other grown men and like making your own team and like just I don't know, just like pretending to have all this like great team and stuff. I don't know, just like dogging on it, and it's like it's fun, like building being a manager for NFL players. Basically, and like you don't have any say in their lives, but like
investing in it and being super mad when they don't do well.
Well,
you're mad at them, not yourself.
Now I do get how like people get way too into it, like they put like a bunch of money in it and stuff like that, and then like make their entire lives about it. Like that's way too into it, but like I don't know. There's pros and cons to it, I guess, and you don't have to invest all your time into it, but
for one thing, it makes you it's great for the game of football in general because it makes you invested in not just your own team that you root for, but for you're watching other games, invested in them, which makes you watch more football. And it also, I think it can grow your game or grow your knowledge of the game, know more players and stuff like that. But I think the real like driving force is that it's a strategy game that we all play where it's just really up to probability of how the safer player, the better players, they're more safer picks, but to us it's a game. So you never really know the outcome because anything can happen. But that's why it keeps you interested. There's always crazy, games and crazy the excitement of watching your player get like a crazy long touchdown and knowing that's like in my head, dang, that's like 12 points right there.
His projection just went way up.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think it makes not only watching football more entertaining, but also just it's another game that we all like to play.
Yeah, so. It's fun. I don't think we're gonna convince anybody to play fantasy football.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, but.
All right, Giuliano, tell us your trade that you made to me.
Let's give some backstory, okay? So, I won. Just kidding. No, we're all in this league. We've been doing it for a couple of years. I think Gianluca won the first year.
Mm-hmm.
I won last year.
Going into year 3.
And Pat had a great team last year.
I was second place last year. I was like third place the year before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and actually I was looking at the stats or whatever. My for the last 2 years, my win percentage, I've had more losses than wins.
Wow. Yeah.
Because year 1, I think I got second to last place.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's just matchups. It's all matchups.
Yeah. But in between year 1 and year 2, like when I came back for year 2, I looked at my team and I was like, I don't remember any of this. Like, how do I have this? How do I have Jalen Waddle? How do I have what was
Devonta Smith?
Yeah. I know how I got Devonta Smith, but I think Christian McCaffrey. I was like, how did I get him? How did I get this person? How did I get this person?
I think you also just took it more seriously the second year.
Yeah, the second year I started listening to podcasts and stuff about it. Anyway, let's talk about this. I offered Sam a trade.
Oh, yeah.
And I offered him it was a first round pick and a third round pick for Miles Sanders.
Which I think is like a trade. Depending.
Yeah, but Sam said no. He was like, so at first I just offered him the first round pick, and then he was like, I don't know if I can do that because the first round pick is definitely going to be a number 10 or 12 and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I offered him a third and a first, and he said he probably isn't going to do it because then he has to switch to rebuilding, and he doesn't want to like.
Yeah, he's in a position to win. That's the problem. Is you want to trade with somebody who's not in a position to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I offered you a trade, not because you're not in a position to win, but because I know you want to.
I'm in a lesser position to win, but
I know you want.
I'm kind of in the middle of like. If I
do you want to go into a rebuild mode this year?
I'm not in it. I mean, technically, I'm not in a rebuild yet because I have a lot of young players, more so wide receivers than running backs. Which is where I'm depleting. But here's the thing about trading now. If I trade now, here's why I didn't accept your thing also. But if I trade now, then I will be like not. I will be surrendering kind of this season in a way, only because there's a lot of unknowns as far as like on my roster for running backs.
Well, I'm not trying to get a running back from you.
No, I know you're trying to get wide receiver. Yeah. But here's the other thing is, here's the reason why I've accepted it. It's a 2025 first round pick. It's not even next year's first round pick. I don't have any first round picks next year.
Well then, counter offer.
No, because I don't know. Here's the thing. I would rather revisit this conversation midway through the year. I would rather trade you Cooper Kupp midway through the year than now. Because by then I'll know how my team is.
That's the thing is,
if I have a position to win now, or if I'm in the position to win midway through the year, why would I want to give it away?
Well, the thing is, Cooper Kupp's getting older.
No, I know.
And I don't want half a season from him.
I know.
And I don't.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Your team now. But if you are midway through the season and I'm not in a position to win, but Cooper Kupp is still good, and you are in a position to win, and Cooper Kupp puts you over the edge of the other teams, would you not trade a first round pick?
I don't know if I would trade a first round pick. Maybe I would only trade a first round pick, but I don't know if it would be next year's first round pick. I wouldn't give anything else because
So if you just gave me a first round pick.
Yeah, well, this trade that I offered you was the first round and 100 fab.
Yeah, I don't want 100 fab. That's not going to do anything.
I agree with you.
You also gave me a first round pick for next year, which I don't.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can counter offer.
No, yeah, and what I'm saying is I would rather revisit this conversation midway through the year because if I'm not in a position to win, and I'm not saying and you are, then I'll do the trade, but I'm saying if I'm not in a position to win and it looks like I probably won't win it this year, then I would be more willing to sell Cooper Kupp then to you than to do it now because I don't know how well my team is going to be this year. Yeah. I mean, I have a better chance of winning now possibly than midway through the year with Cooper Kupp on my roster.
Well, yeah, I mean, Cooper Kupp's going to help you regardless.
Well, I mean, so that's what I'm saying is like,
yeah, I don't know, yeah, but
like imagine if you were like, let's say you're undefeated midway through the year, and you're like, okay, I'm all in again this year, okay. Because next year, maybe next year, the year after is when your team's getting older.
Yeah,
eventually you're gonna have to rebuild. Eventually,
in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm gonna be in a rebuild.
Yes, which is totally fine. But think about it. You have won 2 championships in a row.
Oh yeah. If I win this year.
If you win this year,
there's a lot of other good teams.
No, there are, but that's what I'm saying. If you get Cooper Kupp, that's what puts you over the edge. Maybe
yeah, but
at least competing with Michael, because Michael's team is gonna be really
Michael's team is gonna be really good
because the rest of our league mates are kind of dumb. Anyway, that's beside the point. But
golly, and Pat's team is really good too.
So. I'm hurting at running back.
Dude, me too.
Wide receiver core. I think I have the best wide receiver core in our league. I think
well, who do you have?
Let's do a whole league
dude,
analysis.
I just want to tell you right now. Vince has Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I gave him Tyreek Hill last year. Okay. But hold on, I think. But who is his back? Who's the rest of his teams, or who's the rest of his, wide receivers?
Yeah, he has Cortland Sutton, which is okay. Brandon Ayuk, Devin Duvernay, Wan'Dale Robinson, which I gave him.
I don't think he has Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson, and Brandon Ayuk, but that's about it. I think, to be honest.
And Pat, actually, you have really good wide receivers too.
I think I have the best overall, to be honest, and
what's yours?
No bias. I have Cooper Kupp, Jordan Addison, Deontay Johnson, Calvin Ridley, Traylon Burks, George Pickens, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Mine is super young. Lots of potential.
Okay.
How do you look at the they changed everything on Sleeper?
I know.
It is, yeah.
I actually kind of like it, though.
I like it.
Well, where's like the advice thing?
Oh, I don't know where that is now. That I haven't found.
That's true.
And like the looking at everybody's roster and stuff, because it does it for you. It like tells you who has the best.
Oh, that was what I told. Didn't I send you guys? Oh, no. I don't think you can find that anymore.
What?
I don't think it's on here.
What?
That's sad.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to have for. I don't know how many people actually bought into that though.
I know.
Like as a service.
Oh yeah.
But.
I mean, I didn't buy into it, but like it still would tell you.
No, I know,
free.
but they were offering like a service for like other further research. But here I play Michael first week, and he's really good at running back. His wide receivers are they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's got Bijan, he's got Najee Harris, he's got Jamar Gibbs, Ramondre Stevenson, like that's solid. And then he has Aaron Jones, like he's really good, and then AJ Dillon as well, and Tyler Algier. So he already has the backups for Aaron Jones and Bijan Robinson. So he's kind of set as far as running backs. But his wide receivers, he's got Chris Olave, which is good, and then Mike Williams, who's not getting any younger.
Yeah.
And he's got Marquise Brown, who's good. But after that, it's all a bunch of. He's got Chiefs wide receivers. Here's the thing: I'm not picking any Chiefs wide receivers in any redraft leagues because I don't know who's gonna be number one.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
So,
the only receiver I'd pick on that team is Travis Kelce.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to be their number one receiver?
Exactly.
Again.
Sure. It's funny. I'm looking at all the predictions and whatnot, and I play Vince the first week, and we're projected the most.
Yeah.
Out of all the other teams, and it's like both 50-50 percentage to win.
Yeah, Vincent's got a pretty good team.
Yeah.
But.
Dang, yeah. Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill. That's just unreal.
Yeah, I did not realize. I traded him Tyreek Hill last year for Deontay Johnson in a first-round pick. And at the time, his first-round pick was the 4th overall pick. And I was like, okay, this is good.
Oh,
but then he started winning out after I traded it to him. And so I moved back. So then I had the 8th and 9th pick overall. Okay. Actually, I did a lot of trading this offseason. And I eventually was able to I moved from the 8th and 9th overall pick to the 3rd and 4th.
So, I had one pick.
What?
I don't even remember if I had a pick actually. Oh yeah, I had one pick this last draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you did a lot of trading and stuff. Hopefully
it all pans out. I mean I got 2 young wide receivers and I got Javonte Williams out of it. So.
And yeah.
But look, Juliano, we'll revisit this conversation possibly midway through the season. I don't think I would rather trade, and I'd actually be more willing to trade you Joe Mixon than Cooper Kupp, to be honest, but not now.
Okay.
But,
not now.
well, okay, possibly now.
Because isn't he suspended for like 6 games?
He is not.
He's not.
Suspended. He is not suspended.
He should be.
Yeah, right.
I think if he gets suspended, it'll be next year. Usually, what happens is if they get in legal trouble, it's always like
Henry Ruggs
or Alvin Kamara.
Henry Ruggs, that is tough. I don't know if the people remember Henry Ruggs. But he killed a woman.
Yeah, it was a DUI. He was going like 150 and killed someone.
Yeah.
And he only got like 3 years.
3 to 10 years.
Hopefully it's 10 or more.
Yeah.
He literally killed someone.
Yeah.
Driving like 150.
Yeah, I think and a dog too. I think a dog.
Giving the man 60 to life.
No,
60.
I know that's horrible and all. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Whoa.
But for his fantasy owners out here who picked him with their...
Listen, do not pick any Raiders, guys.
Yeah.
I have Derek Carr, who was the one good thing on that team.
Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams was pretty good last year.
He went Raider when he joined their team, though. He assumed the Las Vegas Raider persona.
Because he pushed the cameraman down.
That was the start of it, man.
Hold on, can we talk about
their kicker?
Can we, if something happens like that where you have a draft pick, you don't even get a season out of them, can we have a first round back?
No.
That is so unfair. I wasted my first round on him.
It's just like in real life, like that's the reason the Seahawks didn't pick
No, well, if you
Jalen Carter.
Well, if you pick somebody with like just a draft pick and then they do something, don't you get like something back for it from the NFL?
Are you talking about in real life?
Yeah, in real life.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you do.
I think you get a who cares?
No, I'm pretty sure you do.
I
If
don't
something
think you
if
do.
something happens.
What are you saying? You get first round? You don't get first round pick back. I'm telling you that right now, because the Raiders have had plenty of first round picks go nowhere.
That's
now,
very true.
Not like they don't do anything for you. It's just like
true. But
it's just like
they've
if
also had a
they
couple.
get arrested,
End up in jail.
or if they like.
I don't think they get
hurt
anything.
or something.
I don't think they get anything.
Because that's the gamble. You
But
gotta
he wasn't.
think
Was
about
he a
the
rookie?
personal life.
Was he a rookie when he got arrested?
Yeah, I don't think I got a season out of him.
I don't think he was a rookie. Maybe he was.
Pretty sure he was.
He
Okay,
may have been a second year player.
Also, I have Josh Jacobs, who isn't like with the team right now.
Oh. Same with so many running backs right
J.K.
now.
Dobbins technically isn't.
J.K. Dobbins and
Right, I don't have J.K. Dobbins though. Okay,
I do. The Colts. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh yeah, you have two running backs who aren't practicing.
Dude,
That's
do
my
you want to get rid of
that's
Jonathan
my
Taylor?
running back core. Like those are my guys.
You wanna
And
get
they're
rid-
not there. I'm
Hey.
like, all right.
Here's
Jonathan
the other
Taylor?
thing.
No, I'm not gonna drop him. You want to trade him?
Yeah, I'll trade him. Yeah.
All right, send me a trade.
Here's the thing about players who don't practice, who do some sort of holdout. I don't know if they always come back like this, but
When they do, they come out way better.
no. When they come back, sometimes they come back injured or they come back and then they get injured a couple practices later because they haven't been practicing.
Yeah.
Like the Seahawks guy who held out for a couple days of practice, comes back
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon. He holds out. He's a rookie. Comes back and
Holds out because he
You know-
wasn't agreeing to his rookie contract. I was like, dude, get off
and
your high
then
horse.
also then he gets a hamstring injury.
Yep.
And
Which, you know what? I really don't even care that much because we're so deep at our defense. And
But here's the thing why it's annoying is because we picked him
It's a
fifth
first,
overall.
yeah.
We picked him fifth overall.
I
It's not
know.
like we picked this guy.
But he's not going to fluke long term. It's, he might be out for the start of the season. And if that's what it is, then that's perfectly fine.
I would rather just like keep him out until he's healed and then bring him back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But especially because it's preseason and also it's like, you're not playing games for another like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Are you a little worried about Joe Burrow?
No.
Do you think they're pushing him back a little rushed?
No. So I saw Jamar Chase say like, "Oh, keep him out till week 5
Yeah.
and have him come back fully healed."
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, if he did do that, then my team may be screwed.
Yeah.
My fantasy team.
Like the season or just the start?
I may be screwed because I would be without Joe Burrow for 5 weeks, and I don't really have a backup quarterback. My backup quarterback right now is Colt McCoy.
I'll trade one. I got 5.
I'll give you a 3rd round pick for something.
I'm Daniel Jones.
I have.
Really? Would you actually give me a 3rd round or Daniel Jones for a 3rd round pick?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have.
I'll give you Daniel Jones for Cooper Kupp.
No.
I have Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Will Levis, Bryce Young.
I'll trade you Bryce Young, a 3rd round pick.
I'm not gonna get rid of him. And who's my other guy?
I'm really
All right, Pat,
actually.
Baker
you
Mayfield.
can go ahead and confirm that trade that I just sent you.
You can right now accept it if you
Just
want.
accept it whenever you're
I already
ready.
traded Derek Carr. All right, let's,
I'm sending him Jonathan Taylor for Deonta Foreman, 2024 first and 2024 second.
No one's gonna like listen to this and be like, "Okay, you guys have been talking fantasy for too long." Look,
Honestly,
okay,
they're
look.
gonna think we're talking.
Actually, hold on. On that note, though, if we were at the lunch, we didn't really do We did some
No.
fantasy football. You didn't do fantasy football yet.
no.
We did some fantasy football when we were still in school, but I don't think it was. We
Nothing to
weren't
this
as
effect.
invested. We weren't as invested. But imagine if we were still in school now and we were doing fantasy football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we would be talking about
That's
trade.
all we would be talking about.
Yeah.
During the season, we would be talking about trades.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, I'll give you this bag of chips and my 2024 second.
Sebastian would chime in,
Yeah,
knowing not.
Say
No
some
idea what's going on.
saying some World War II joke. Which, by the way, World War II. Have you guys watched Oppenheimer?
no.
No. It's
You
on my
guys still
list.
haven't seen it yet?
I have seen a movie,
Oh, what movie?
Mario Brothers movie.
Did you like it?
Do you want to hear my raving
Review?
I
Yeah.
will read you my review I put on Letterboxd.
You did put it on?
Okay?
I didn't see it. Oh, maybe I'm not friends. Oh, I'm
I
not
don't
friends
think
with
you're
you
friends
yet.
with me.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey.
friends with anyone.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's go here. Click
Is that your
here.
first movie that you've rated?
Yes, it is.
Tell everybody your letterbox so they can follow you.
It's P. Draymond.
Hey, I want
Just
to
like
tell everybody
everything
my
I make.
letterbox.
This is my review. I'm going to read it to you. My note that I wrote in my podcast thing was chaotic and not succinct. This is my review on Letterboxd. Poor movie, not a great story. Words I'd use to describe this movie: wimpy, lame, boring, predictable. felt forced. Like they made a movie because they felt like they had to.
Can I disagree
I
with
was
you?
very underwhelmed about it.
Also, you put rewatch. Was that your first time watching it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll look into it later.
Yeah,
Tell me later.
don't put rewatch when you watch
Can I
it.
disagree with you for a second?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That means.
Well, I mean, it's predictable because it's a Mario movie, so he has to try and save
Yeah.
Princess Peach.
But I'm like, you watch a lot of movies,
But you
and
didn't
it's
even say
like
Princess
you
Peach.
know what's gonna happen because there's
Oh,
a
no, I
fight
did.
scene, and it's like, okay, well, like they're all so copy and paste.
I will say though, the ending did kind of like in my eyes. I was like, it's so
boring.
well. No, it's not boring. It's like so rushed. I thought the ending, the last fight scene, literally lasted like 2 minutes.
I know.
They destroyed Bowser. They didn't have any struggles.
They didn't.
Yeah, seriously.
They were like, oh, like Star, I'll get it easily, and
Yeah.
then yeah. So,
I think if I was to complain,
honestly,
about-
that's fair assessment of the movie.
yeah,
I was not at all impressed. I was watching, and I was like,
Did you laugh at all?
no. The
No?
jokes that were there, I was like, okay, like they tried to make a joke there, and it wasn't like laugh out loud funny, but I was like, yeah,
Not
all right.
even at
there was a
the-
joke. You know, it registered like, there's a joke they put in.
Not even at like the peaches.
That
Yeah.
was probably the
probably
funniest
hate-
part.
oh, okay.
But I also had probably seen that clip or at least heard the song. So I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
like, oh yeah, this is the part I know.
Yeah.
see, because we saw it in theaters, so like, it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, I think I do agree. It's a kids movie. I think it definitely
Yeah.
is a kids movie.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be kids jokes or corny jokes. I wish if it was gonna be longer, I wish that it kind of would have been just a little bit longer. But also, I wish we had more Luigi in it.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of Luigi.
Yeah.
We did not have a lot of Luigi. Also, I am excited to where it can go next if they do build off it because they did tease Yoshi at the end.
Yeah. They could do a ton of stuff.
They
with
could.
it,
That's the thing. They
honestly.
could do a ton of stuff,
But-
and that's what makes me excited for it. So, and I honestly, so when they announced the cast, I think that's the big driving force. Is the
Right.
cast is so like crazy. They have all these stars playing
Yeah.
doing all these voices. Chris Pratt, like you forget that Mario
Yeah.
was played by Chris
Yeah.
Pratt. Probably like 10 minutes into the movie.
Yep. I did.
I totally forgot that it was like Chris Pratt being
Yeah.
Mario.
When he first talked, I was like, oh yeah, I know that voice, Chris Pratt, blah blah. And then going in,
You just
it's
forget.
like,
Because everyone was dogging on him. He's like, oh my gosh, he's not doing an Italian voice.
Oh.
So, but no, I enjoyed the movie also because I like Mario stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of Easter eggs I liked.
and I watched it. Like watching it in theaters is way different, and watching it well after it's come out by yourself is way different.
Oh yeah.
So,
definitely.
but like, I mean, with that being said, it was still like
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it, and it was just, I was like, this is not
Yeah.
amazing. You know, it was
No,
just like
yeah.
it was very underwhelming for me.
It's not the greatest movie. It's a kids movie too.
Exactly.
So
I saw that you added Asteroid City to your watch list.
Yes.
That's on Peacock.
Okay.
I just saw that and I was like, dude, that's awesome.
And I wasn't even planning on watching the Mario Brothers movie. I just opened Peacock probably to watch The Office, and I was like, I'll watch it.
It's also a shorter movie. Like
Yeah,
it's
it
only
is.
an hour and a half. So you're like, oh, I can dedicate an
Yeah,
hour and a half.
exactly.
That's not crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, Asteroid City. I want to watch Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty good. I will say, you will feel the length time.
Yeah.
It is 3 hours. Just in case anyone doesn't
gosh.
know.
I do.
So, I saw it
for
twice.
that reason. I want to watch
Twice?
it at home. But I want to go and watch it in IMAX, like the full quality that it.
I can stand in your kitchen behind you and just say boom every once in a while.
So this is kind of funny. So I had a coworker who saw it in IMAX, and both times I've seen the movie, I haven't seen it in IMAX. And I've also like followed a lot of people, like film people, who've watched it in IMAX, and everyone that said that they watched it in IMAX has said that they felt like the stress of of the movie, like there's added stress to it for some reason. There's like added stress to it when you watch it in IMAX.
It's just the quality of sound.
Could be. It very well could be.
It's like pressing on you.
Yeah. It is a really good movie. I think the second time I watched it, I didn't feel it as long because I knew what was going to happen. I think when you don't know what's going to happen, it's going to make the length time feel longer rather than when you know what's going to happen. I think it just makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I brought this up last time on the podcast, but I would recommend never watching a movie for the first time like on an airplane. I don't know if I brought this up.
No.
Maybe not never, but like it's going to not ruin your experience, but
Why is that?
because you're on an airplane, you can't really maybe you can't hear it as well.
Okay.
you could be distracted very easily. Yeah. Maybe not.
You're stopping because the stewardess is coming by. If you land too early, you don't get to finish it.
That too.
I really like watching movies on an airplane, but I'll only watch them if I have enough time to finish it.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Because like the first time, I was like, well, I'm not going to finish this, but that's okay. And then when it came time, I was like, crap, I really want to finish this now because I was so invested in it. So I was like, I'm not going to start a movie again if I don't have time to finish.
You could also be very tired, depending on when you got, up for your flight or whatever. So I think I would recommend, if you're going to watch a movie, watch something you probably have already seen. Yeah. Or, I mean, if you do, look, you can do what you want to do. I personally was like, I'm just going to watch, I would rather watch like episodes of a TV show I haven't seen rather than a movie, because then if it's going to be like a 30-minute TV show, then I can dedicate, I'm like, okay, I can pay attention for 30 minutes. And
if you're going to watch a movie, though, watch Top Gun Maverick because, airplane. And you'll feel like your plane is going down.
It's a pretty good movie.
That's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's really good.
It's a top 5 movie for me.
Did Jordan say you watched that? I can't remember if
we changed each other's nicknames in our phones.
Yeah, we did.
I just watched I've watched a couple movies and a documentary. I watched a movie called What Happened to Monday. Which,
did you find out?
Yeah, did you get an answer?
I did get an answer. Unfortunately, it was very I've seen actually a couple movies, quite a bit of movies since we probably recorded last. What Happened to Monday is based off a book, like most movies are. It's set in the future where there's like a restriction of how many kids can be in a family. You can only have one kid per family. But this family,
China?
I don't know. Anyway, but this one family has like 7 kids. They're twins. There's 7 of them, and what the father does is they can only go out on their certain day. So like he names them after the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, or Sunday, Monday through Sunday. Yeah. But then one of the kids goes missing. Monday. What happened to Monday? And the confusing part of the movie is in the movie, well, also in the show, or in the book I meant, they all look the same. So in the movie, it's played by one actor who plays 7 different parts. So at some point, or a couple times in the movie,
they're not twins. It's septuplets. Like 7.
So is it 14 kids or 7?
No, 7 kids.
It's
7 kids.
Okay.
They're septuplets because they were all born at the same time.
Yes, and it's all played by one actress, which she does a really good job. But I get confused. I'm like, okay, who's who? And then like later in the movie, you're just like, wait, who's who again? And so that was the confusing part. It was a good like.
It's a good plot line.
Plot line, yes, very good plot line for a story. I just think it was a little confusing as far as like who was who, and then
that's the writer's fault for making like septuplets or whatever.
Here's the thing. I get confused watching a lot of movies. It's hard to follow names. They were just talking about this on the Ghost Runners podcast. Like, sometimes it's hard to follow names, and just like you'll hear a name in the movie and it's like, wait, has this guy appeared before? Why does everyone know who he is? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I do that a lot of movies. So that would be incredibly hard to follow.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie by any means, but it wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't the worst movie. It's actually pretty gory too. So which was kind of nice. I saw.
Nice.
When did
he just said nice?
When did we record last?
Like almost 3 weeks ago.
I'm just kind of remembering what I've watched since then. I saw the Ninja Turtles movie, the animated one.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good. A lot of pop culture references, but it was pretty good. Ice Cube carries that movie.
That's funny. He's not even a Ninja Turtle,
and he's not even like
an Ice Cube.
Gonna stay frozen. Like, how does he care? Melt everywhere.
It has similar animated it's a similar animation as like the Spider-Verse. So
are you going to Christian's house tomorrow?
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. And you haven't seen the Spider-Verse movie?
Is it? Is he showing the new one?
Yeah,
no,
it's on.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good.
Nice. We last recorded on the 23rd of July.
Dang. Okay, so there's a lot of movies I've watched since then.
I have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I saw Shawshank Redemption for the first time, and that's a classic. It was really good. Definitely one of my favorite movies now. And The Social Network.
That's good.
Which was really good also.
Yeah.
I was like looking up what actually happened after the movie. I love doing that.
Pull out your phone.
What happened to Facebook actually after? I said in my review, I said, thanks Mark Zuckerberg for letting me use your site to share memes.
That's funny.
And then I recently watched the documentary. I was telling Pat about this, of Johnny Manziel.
Oh, I'm halfway through it.
Oh,
he is a wild guy.
Yeah, he is. It's crazy that he never watched film.
he just like finessed the whole NFL like somehow like
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, that's I've watched other movies, but
not only finesse the whole NFL, but finesse the whole NCAA.
Yeah, that too.
Like, they looked into him and like, we'll suspend you for half of a game.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
That's wild. Yeah,
but I'm excited to watch the rest of it.
It's also crazy too. On the sense of if he just dedicated, himself at all to just playing football, he could have been so good. Yeah. But he just, kept to party and then
what
stuff
a
like
waste.
that.
Yeah,
waste of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Although he's like the best college athlete.
I don't know if he's the best college athlete ever, but he's definitely
maybe the best quarterback or something. I don't know.
This is what I wanted to bring up. Sorry,
only freshman to win.
I wish we were into college football more.
Yeah.
But I don't think Spokane is really it's not a college football town.
No.
And like you see and I noticed it when I was watching the documentary, just like down in the South or down
Pullman
or even on the East Coast, college football is a lot bigger there. Maybe you can even say like if we were in a college football town, like Jordan grew up with where the Ducks are.
Oh, yeah.
So he is a Ducks fan. So I think I would kind of wish we were more into college football, like because it's a big part of the United States, and like, it's a big like imagine watching college football on Saturday, the next day is football on Sunday. I'd get nothing done,
right?
So I think that like something that I kind of wish I was into more was like I wish not that I'm built for it or anything but I wish I like was part of the Friday Night Lights. Like I wish I played football.
Oh yeah,
or maybe not played football, but like had the hype that's around football.
Yeah,
like around soccer or something.
Yeah,
because like that seems so cool. Like how they were talking about it in the documentary. It's like, oh, people got hyped for Friday Night Lights and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems so cool.
Because we get excited for watching NFL football. I mean, you see like great big plays, but imagine if we could have participated in that playing football ourselves.
Oh yeah,
and.
Yeah, we just finished this work at a high school, and they have, like locker rooms. They have a huge weight room that there were, 20 high school boys in every single day.
Oh, yeah.
And just seeing like all of the setup that they have for all this, I'm like, this is so cool. Like it'd be awesome if we were involved in that. And they have a board that has like all of the leaders in the broad jump and the long jump and the just all these different things. They have the leaders in male and female in their time.
Dang.
And I'm like, this is like so awesome to see. And we were in the like weight room replacing a TV, and they were doing a long jump competition. And I'm like, this is like, I told my brother, I was like, I want to go over and do that. Like, I want to see like where I'd land on it,
Exactly. Yeah.
Literally. And because just seeing all of it.
Yeah.
And you walk outside and they have a track field and they have a soccer field, a football, a baseball field. I'm like, this would be so cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you were involved in like multiple sports.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, I none of us really got that like, because we do have Eastern Washington here, but none of us I mean, I went to college, but it was all online, and then you guys didn't, so it's like you didn't have any affiliate. Yeah. Like, or affiliation to a college to root for.
I played college soccer for one day in Port Angeles.
Yeah. Oh. Sure. You did.
Well, I mean, I had to try out with them, and I didn't go because I was like, I don't want to go to college in Port Angeles. So,
anyway. Where is that?
It's in Seattle.
Yeah, okay. So.
Don't you have to take a ferry?
Yeah, you can't get there by car. Actually, the senior boys of this last year went on their senior trip there. But yeah, you have to drive over and like take a ferry to it.
Would you have gone if you had tried out? Or no, you did try out.
I tried out.
If you had if they had offered you something.
Yeah, they said they couldn't offer me anything until my second year or whatever, and it was only a community college,
right?
And so I would have only been there for 2 years,
right?
And yeah, I mean, if I wanted to pursue it more, I probably could have. They said that I could walk on.
Yeah,
and
you could have got a walk on scholarship. You could have been one of those people that get a surprise walk on scholarship.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But awesome. Yeah.
Go get them.
But think about here's the thing. You could have got like a free you could have gone to college. You would walk on if you were walk on. You obviously had to pay for it, but you'd have access to like a gym and like all that other stuff. And
I didn't for some reason. I didn't. I think
you would have lived a very different life.
Yeah. Literally everything would have been different. I was talking to Papa and he said it was like way too expensive.
Yeah,
that's why. But yeah, so I mean, I would have had to pay the first full year, and I didn't have any money saved up at the time.
Right.
So I mean, I would have had to be in debt and whatnot and stuff. But yeah, so I mean, could have, but didn't.
That would have been a life-altering decision.
Seriously.
Oh,
In
yeah,
the multiverse,
definitely.
there's another you who did decide to do that.
Decide to do that, and I would have been in Port Angeles for a couple of years and stuff.
And who knows where you would have gone after that, you know?
Yeah,
Could have
exactly.
laid out more opportunities. You could have been playing MLS soccer with Messi.
I could have been playing in the Women's World Cup right now.
I could have made that penalty kick.
I could have.
Yeah, I wouldn't have skydived.
Megan Rapinoe off the team.
Equal pay.
Anyway.
Jeez Louise.
But yeah, but it was fun. That was a fun tryout and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you said, the whole football thing, it's a whole chapter of like our lives that we missed out on partially because of where we lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a
Because
lot of that.
It is a lot bigger down in the South, down
Yeah.
East Coast, down in maybe Midwest. It's a lot bigger. But I just think because we live in Spokane, the closest college well, I mean there is football. So
Pullman is such a college town.
Right. But I mean, like as far as like participating in college, like and football, like on Fridays, I think it's just a lot bigger. It's way different down in the South, than up here. So
it's true.
Plus, also we were playing soccer, so it's kind of
Speaking of soccer, are you doing anything this afternoon, Gianluca?
I got a project I got to work on.
Yeah, because Cam told me that he's trying to get people to play like 11v11 at Plants today, and asked if I wanted to invite anybody. So
okay, maybe we'll see. I have this project I'm working on that I have to like record myself and like give a PowerPoint presentation on it. So
fun.
It's only has to be 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So that's actually not bad. I'm almost done with like finish the PowerPoint, but it's due today, so I gotta.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I gotta finish it up and then record myself and turn it in.
Cool.
Let's see. So, excuse me. Yeah, since we last recorded, I went golfing with Jordan, Isaiah, and Sam. And we went to the Links, which is a golf course in Idaho. Mm-hmm. And it's like pretty open. Have you ever played there, Pat?
No.
It's like pretty open and stuff. It's just got a good amount of sand traps and stuff like that. It was a ton of fun. But like this guy, so we were playing, there's 4 of us, and I guess we were playing pretty quickly or whatnot. But like we get to the 8th hole and the cart girl comes by us and she's like, here, the guy in front of you bought you guys shots and told you guys to slow down and stuff. And we were like, okay, like that's kind of fun and stuff. And we all took them. And then the 9th hole, we were like, okay, this is fun, blah, blah. Like none of us were feeling it at that point yet. But like, then the people in front of us went inside the like clubhouse or whatever. They got some stuff to eat and everything. And then we didn't do that. We just kept going, and they were like, "Oh, you guys don't want to go get food, blah blah." And they were like, "All right, we're gonna heckle you," because they let us pass and stuff. And they were a super cool group of guys. But after that, like, so we were going. I think we get to like hole 14 or something like that, and like finally we see the cart girl again, and we buy them shots. Yeah. And then they buy us another thing of shots, and we were like, oh my gosh, like I have not had a lot to eat. I'm so
this is so early in the morning.
Yeah. And so after that, literally 5 minutes later, they're like, okay, we're gonna buy you guys another round of shots. Oh my gosh. And stuff. And so I like we're about to tee off or whatever, and I was like, I have to like tee off right now, otherwise I will not be able to walk or like even see my ball. So I like tee off, hit a fantastic shot on this par 3. But yeah, so then after the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 holes after that, we were like, I was using 2 clubs to like stand up straight or whatever and stuff. And I still played like decently, but it was crazy. Like, jeez. Yeah, Jordan was crazy. Like, it was so fun, but it was pretty wild. This guy behind us was like definitely drunk, like buying the shots. And then at the end, he was like, if you guys need an Uber home, let me know and stuff. And it was cool, but yeah, it was probably the most fun I've ever had on a golf course.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a blast. But yeah, never will be doing that again.
Yeah. Drinking at the golf course?
No, I mean, I'll drink at the golf. Oh, I also had like 2 twisted teas, 2 or 3 twisted teas, and then, I don't know, cigar or 2.
I've been getting into these. Jordan had them when we went golfing in Liberty Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Cayman Jack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you brought over those, and they were fantastic.
Aren't those like the Moscow Mule type drinks?
Yeah. They got margarita, Moscow Mule, Paloma, mojitos. They are. I think they're my favorite drink.
Haven't we? Didn't we have
They're
those
so good.
for
So good.
Giuliano's bachelor thing? We had them, and then we were like, "Oh, they have Moscow mules here at the bar. Let's get one." And then we got them, and we found out it was the same can we bought.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Yes.
That's pretty.
It
funny.
was the dry fly. I think.
yeah, because we were all
Dry
excited.
fly. Ooh, I had their Moscow Mule, and it was not good.
Yeah,
it was
I-
like very gingery. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's I
not
remember
nearly
not-
as good as the Cayman Jack.
No, the Cayman
But
Jack
I've
is
been-
so good.
I went to buy some before our guys' night.
Oh yeah.
And it was like $6 off or something. It
Oh,
was
wow.
like 18 instead of 24, and I was like, I gotta get 2 then.
Oh yeah.
So I got
Dude,
2
they were
packs.
so good.
Yeah,
What are we at for time? Just
we were at an hour 09.
Oh, okay. I felt like we've been going down a lot longer.
I know. We talked about football a while.
I played in a volleyball tournament.
Yeah.
Despite it's basically this hoop fest of volleyball,
Yeah.
and never played in it. Did your thing come out?
Yeah, he did it on purpose.
Oh, okay.
I just turned it down.
Gotcha.
And I drank.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So it's the Hoop Fest of volleyball, and I played it for the first time this weekend. And first off, I want to say I'm surprised we have never done it as far as like just getting a group of us together to go play in it, because it's fun. It is a
Yeah.
lot of fun, and we all love playing volleyball. Well, I mean, I love playing volleyball,
Yeah.
so
In my head, I always thought it was like for the serious volleyball players.
Yeah.
And I didn't
I think
realize
at the
it was-
beginning, I think for a while it was, but now
Yeah.
it's grown so much. Like this is the most teams I've had this year. I think it was something like 300 teams or something
Whoa.
like that, and it's grown to the point where you can get people. We play against teams who are our skill level,
Yeah.
but the reason we didn't do very well that weekend, just because mismatches. We only had two tall guys who could spike and block really. So,
Tough.
also, but Saturday, I didn't know this was a thing. Until like the week of the tournament, but my coworkers were like, "Oh, we're gonna drink on Saturday," so like throughout the day, and so I was like, "Okay."
So they were pretty sloshed.
So by the last game, 3 of us were pretty sloshed, and we like one of Bryce, who you met.
Oh yeah.
He
Did he throw up?
no, he didn't. But he was standing there at one point next to the net, and he was like, you know, when you're like tipsy, and he was like focusing on one eye, and he was like, you know, backing up around, and I
That's
knew
so
when I
funny.
saw him doing that, I was like, oh, he definitely is like,
Oh,
drunk. And he
yeah.
was trying to get like people, he was trying to get one of our like, buddies like to sub in and like play for him, and
That is so funny.
yeah, and he was like during like sets or serves, he would like go and like drink just a bunch of water and like
Oh,
Gatorade or
gosh.
something like that. So, and the crazy thing about that is we actually almost won that game still.
Wow.
That's pretty funny.
And the other team came over up to us afterwards. It was like, if you guys weren't drunk, you guys would have beat us.
Yeah.
So,
That is so funny.
yeah. All our games were close though. So, and none of us were hungover the next day, and we actually played our best volleyball on Sunday.
So you were sweating it all out.
Yeah, probably.
Where does it take place?
It's at Dwight Merkel.
Okay.
Yeah, on the
That's
grass.
So many teams.
So yeah, on the grass areas there, and I saw all the Mulias there and
All the
Mr.
volleyball
Bruggs.
people.
Yeah, all the volleyball people in the houses and all them. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I definitely want to do it again. So
Yeah.
I would say, hey, let's all get a team together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, next year we should do it.
So I'm sure my coworkers will want to do it again. But if we need people, I should be like, hey, I know some guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. It'd be fun.
I don't think I've talked about this. I feel like I've talked about it, but I haven't on the podcast. It's been almost 3 weeks since we recorded, but the day after we recorded last, I went to Wenatchee for work, and we stayed at this Airbnb that it was so weird. It was like from the start, the guy said, he texted, basically our boss books it, and his name is Knight, and so then when the homeowner is like, oh, which one of you is Knight? And it's like, oh, that's our boss. So then he's like kind of weary. It's like, are you supposed to, like, are you the people they're supposed to stay here? So it starts off that way.
Dang.
And our boss, Knight, texts us. He's like, he has to meet you there to give you the key, which is already annoying because it's like, I don't want to have to like talk to anyone. I mean, we drove 3 hours. We worked full day. We get food. We go home. It's just like, So now it's like we have to be there at a specific time to meet him between 3 and 5. So we meet him, and it was pretty easy. He's just like, all right, this is where I'm staying. This is yours. The key's inside. Let me know if you need anything. But the way it's arranged is you pull in the driveway here, and his house is the first one, and then behind that is ours. And it's so they're already like kind of closed, so it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But then it's a, split level. You go up, very old furniture throughout the whole place. No TV. They had what they called a dedicated workspace. And I was trying to figure out what it was, and it was just a corner of the room that had like an extra chair and then a table with like not a cassette player, not a record player, but like some old sound system. I was like, is this the dedicated workspace?
Yeah, what the heck?
And then like they called it a 3-bedroom. One full-size bed, one twin-size bed. The third bedroom was
like the living room with the pull-out.
No, worse than that.
Gosh.
It was an air mattress on the floor in what looked like kind of a closet. It's like, if you go downstairs and it's like, oh, this is the closet under the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that. It was a full-size door, but it kind of like leveled out towards the bottom, or, angled.
Yeah.
So it was just like, this is not really a bedroom.
Yeah.
And we didn't need that. There was only 2 of us. But we were talking, we're like, if a third guy has to come out and work with us, like, that's where he'll sleep.
Yeah.
And the best or worst part about this place, there was a chain hanging above the shower, like right at the top of my head, a chain that was on like a hook. And I was like, we were talking like, what could this have been for? My only thought is you go hunting and you got to spray off the animal, and so that's where you hang it.
Oh, gosh.
And I don't know if that's so outlandish that there's no way that could be it, but that's all I could come up with.
You could think of. That's funny.
And then like the window curtains in the bathroom were made of actual towels. Like he took a bath towel, folded the top over, and then just poked holes in it and hung it up.
Wow.
And
was this an Airbnb?
Yeah. And then like cat stuff everywhere. Cat pillows that were like the cat and its caretaker live here, or its homeowner live here, and just all this stuff. I was like, this is so weird. And then I noticed like, you walk in and they have the thing that's like, welcome, this is what you need to know, no smoking, here's the Wi-Fi. But it said, welcome to the octagonal paradise. And the house was shaped, it was an 8-sided house.
What the heck?
2-story 8-sided house. And I was saying, like, if you have a house that is an octagonal shape, that's not a selling point.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, you don't want to like, I don't know, if you heard this house that's octagonal paradise, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm so intrigued.
Yeah. I mean, well,
at least I wouldn't be. I won't put you guys in that box.
I missed it. Did you say you were staying at this or you were working on it?
We stayed there.
So don't you already know kind of like what? Because whoever set this up, the Airbnb, don't they already know kind of like what they're getting into?
Yeah, not really. I mean, like we get the email that tells us all the details, but it's not.
Like, you don't get to see pictures of the inside of the house.
We saw the pictures of like the old furniture, and we saw there was no TV, but we didn't see the chain above the shower. I couldn't tell that the curtains were made of actual towels.
Pictures I've learned that pictures do not do anything justice. Like pictures either make something look way better than
100%,
like, or like look way worse sometimes. Like depending on like, oh, look at this picture of a sunset. It doesn't look anything like it does in real life. But like,
exactly. And that,
pictures just don't do it justice. So that totally makes sense, because like even if you see something on Airbnb, it's like, okay, that like we can live with that, and then you get there and it's like, this is nasty.
Yeah. The best part, we stayed there, the 1 week, and then 2 weeks later, meaning this last week, we had to go back to Wenatchee to finish the job, and he sends us the confirmation email, and I was like, dude, this is the same place.
Oh gosh.
And I told my brother, I was like, this is the octagonal paradise. We're going there again. And so then, we knew what we were getting into more this time. Yeah. But he had rearranged the furniture, which was kind of like funny to see. We got there and the dishwasher said clean on it. So I opened the dishwasher and all these dishes, and I might have been the dishes that we used.
Oh, really?
Like, meaning no one else has stayed there since, and he hadn't unloaded the dishwasher.
That is pretty funny. It's kind of gross.
It's, not for sure, but I was like, yeah, like that's the amount of plates we would have used, and et cetera. And like we used those for the salad,
That's funny.
But it's such an Airbnb. This pillow that says happiness is being owned by a cat. And then he has like this cat statue with a book behind it that says the life and love of cats.
That's funny.
It's a pillow that says the cat.
A little obsessed.
Yeah. And then like, I was standing there, I was like, oh, this guy, he must like cats. And then my coworker pointed out, like, oh, well, his profile picture on Airbnb is a cat. Like, I didn't even notice.
Maybe it's just
He's
a
gonna be
cat. Like, it's a cat's Airbnb.
It's like the guy that turned himself into a dog.
Exactly.
It's a cat. Yeah, it was a very interesting stay.
He's gonna be like the person in Japan who turned himself into a
Exactly.
dog. He's gonna get a super crazy cat costume.
Yep. It
That's
was
pretty funny.
yeah, it was interesting. It was a very like peaceful place though. They had a really nice porch that faced the valley and the river, so you got a gorgeous sunset.
Nice.
Wenatchee's like kind of barren hills. It's in this valley, but it is scenic.
We
So,
need to
cool.
start. Sorry, this is not to cut you off. We need to start making more trips over to Leavenworth.
I love Leavenworth
Yeah.
so much.
We should for a weekend.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Just go.
Yeah.
The Seahawks bye weekend. Let's do it.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a good time to go then.
Don't know when it is.
Week 5. It's pretty early on, actually.
Okay, so what? That's like early October.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. I'm
I'd
in.
be down.
I'm
That's also
so
probably
in.
around Oktoberfest also.
Oh, good
So-
call. I'm down.
Could be good. Well, also, I'm not saying you have to go on a
Soccer
Sunday.
life.
You go on you go like a Saturday
Friday
morning.
night.
No, you could go. You could do it all in one day.
You could, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like you go,
Drive over, spend the night, come back the next day.
Golf the next day and then come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I need
Pat,
to
ever
go
since I'll say, ever since you brought up the idea of like filming us doing the fantasy football, I've
Yeah.
had it stuck in my head and I've been thinking about it. So
Like, we gotta expand on that and really dial it in.
I was thinking about it. I was like, what if we did like those mini interviews that they do like that they cut to during like documentaries or behind the scene like Hard Knocks or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they like interview the player and then they're talking over like the decision. We could do something like that too. That'd be, look, it's
Yes.
it'd be a lot of work. But
Yep.
sit down interviews like of talking over the shot, and then you have the one of us sitting there like deciding.
Yeah. I really think we should get this guy. I don't think he's gonna follow to us.
Shoot, player got picked.
We need
before.
more time.
Dang it. We're
Make a
running
trade.
out.
Call him. Get him on the phone. Offer him this. The videos of like the NFL owners doing that are
Yes.
so cool.
Oh, I love
like
it.
there was one, I don't remember. It was what team last year drafted like 2nd and 3rd overall? Is it the Texans?
You're talking about this last pick?
Yeah.
Or last over? The Texans and Cardinals were both like talking.
I think it was the Texans, and they were on the phone with the other owner. They're like, okay, we'll give you this and this. Okay, we'll call you back in 2 minutes. And then he's like, okay, what if we do this? And he's like, all right, call him back. Okay, we'll do it.
Which is crazy because in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
I'm like stressing out. The other thing that I don't know if because you've watched some of the videos, but then they say like pick 169. We'll give you 169 and 81.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, how do they know what round
I
that
know.
is? Like they've been doing it.
They've got
forever.
us all mapped out.
I'm like, shoot. If I was doing it, I'd be like, all right, I need you to tell me what round and what pick.
Yeah.
Because if you tell me 81 overall, I'm like, okay, where is that in the draft?
Yeah. 3rd, 4th. Yeah, and you look at how many people are in the room, and there's people it's probably their job to just manage this and just be like, okay, these are our picks now. This one belongs to us, and this is what round it is. Like these are kind of who we're looking at in that round, whatever.
Well, they do the preparation for it is just crazy. So it's like,
and watching it, it's like 10 minutes is so long. Like, how can they do it? How can they not know within 10 minutes? But it's because all this is happening.
It's
cool.
Also, when get down to when it's not 10 minutes, when it becomes because each round after the second, or maybe it's after the 3rd round, the time goes down shorter, so it's 7 minutes or 8 minutes per pick. It's to get those trades in.
Yep.
At that point, I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
It's so cool to watch.
Super stressful, but yeah, it is really cool to watch. So anyway,
All right.
got anything else?
I got a few stories.
Okay.
I have been getting a lot of I don't know if you could call them scams. Yeah, we will. A lot of people add me on Instagram, not follow or message me. I've gotten 3, I think, within the last week.
Dang.
That lead off by saying, "Hey, are you a video editor?"
Are you?
Yes.
Oh.
That's how I reply.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you reply to them.
Yes.
Okay.
I
He's
always
a video editor,
anytime
yes,
I get I'm gonna entertain it somewhat. Just I'll respond once or twice or whatever. So this one lady, we'll call her Renee. That's her actual name.
Oh, okay.
We'll call her Renee.
That's her
so
name.
she says, this is late July. She says, "Are you a video editor?" I saw it in my requests on Instagram, and then I ignored it, and then I didn't realize. I was like, oh shoot. So I finally responded like a week ago. Yeah, I am, blah, blah, blah. So she goes, I need you to make a slideshow, a birthday slideshow for my daughter with pictures and a song. I'll pay you $300. And I was like, all right, when do you need it done by? She goes, by Wednesday. So this is like 3 days notice, 4 days. And then she immediately sends me the Google Drive link. And then I was like, okay, just a simple like slideshow, all that. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Can I have your name and email address? And I'll write you a mobile check deposit for payment.
That's immediately when you know it's.
And I said, can you pay with Venmo? No, I use a business account and it doesn't third-party applications, whatever that means. And so then name and address. Okay, so or name and email. So I send her that because that's not information like they can do anything
even
with.
I would have been like, I'm not sending you an email.
My email's already kind of out there. So
You're like, they can hack me if they want.
Well, I'd like to see them try. I don't think that's very easy to do, although. But anyways, so then she goes, okay, I'll send you a mobile check. And this is so weird. She's like, just scan it, just open it on your computer, and then scan it through your phone, like mobile deposit on your phone. You take a picture and then deposit it. I was like, I don't think it works like that. But I just responded, okay. And at this point, I was like, I don't even care about, like, this is obviously a scam. You know? But I'm like, how is this a scam? Because she's not asking for money. It was weird. But then this is where it gets very interesting. She responds after a while. Sorry for the delay. There was a mistake with the check. I sent $3,000 instead of $300 to my manager, and now she wrote a check for that amount. I won't be able to request for another month. I'm trying to see what I can do. I'll get back to you. And then I just didn't respond. She goes, I just spoke to my account manager, so apparently there's really nothing I can do. This is the best part. Should I just send the check for $3,000? You'll take your pay and send the balance back to me. I know I can trust you.
Oh, yeah.
And I responded, yeah, this is really weird and sketchy. And then, just
no, dude, that's not sketchy. Just go for it, dude.
Like,
I think I would have. So, if once they asked for my email, personally, I would be like, all right, I'm like done it. Doing that because I wouldn't have wanted to give them my email.
Right.
But it's pretty funny because like as soon as you stop replying, and then they get desperate and like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it was it was so funny because I'm like, how, like, what's the scam part about this?
Is the part is when they send you way too much money and then you send money back,
all that money back,
but you won't get.
I never got the money to begin with. Yeah.
That's the scam part.
I was like,
they're trying to get access to your stuff.
Yeah, and it's like they're so creative. The stuff they come up with it's like, wow, you really. I
saw one, and it didn't happen to me, but it happened, I think, on TikTok or something like that, where they said, like, if you go into a hotel, so there's, like, these people, sometimes they will, like, call the hotel phone. They'll just pick a random phone number. They'll call it and say, hey, we charge your account or something wrong, or we need your stuff, like, over the phone or whatever. And what you're supposed to do is be like, okay, I'm going to come down to the lobby and figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then
never give your credit card information over the phone.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, there's a lot of scams going out there, and unfortunately, some people fall for them.
Dude, I don't know if this was a scam. This happened to me like probably over a month ago, but like it was a legit letter from this towing company that said that they towed my car and that it was impounded and I need to come pick it up and that I had a $254 fine. And they sent me the address of where they picked up my car and they sent me like what time it was and everything. And I was like, I have my car. It never got towed. Yeah. I was never in that. I was around that area, but I was never in that around that address. And so I called them. And I was like, hey, you sent me a letter. Like, it was a legit letter and stuff, like, from the company. I was like, you sent me a letter that says I owe you $254 and that you picked up my car. And I was like, I have my car. I was never in that area. I was like, why did you send me this letter? And she was like, the lady was like, oh, it's a error in our system. Sorry. And then, like, hung up. Yeah. And I was like, that was the sketchiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
They probably would have like beat you up when you like go over there and like pick it up.
They probably would have just took my money and then
they would have killed you.
Yeah, probably. No, but I was like, some people would have sent money.
Yeah,
like, it was weird.
Yeah, there was another one of these that happened recently. Like, this girl messaged me on Instagram And I go to see, mutual followers. And she was following Raph, Bracera, and Connor. And I think you know Connor. And so I messaged Raph. I was like, hey, do you know this person? He's like, no, same thing. Like, she followed me. It's probably a scam.
But then he followed her.
Yeah, exactly. And then, which, like, yeah, I did the same thing just to see. I was like, I'm sure it's a scam. But, I'm just going to, and it's like you try to get him to believe you for a minute, So then, like, Connor is like, oh, yeah, she's messaging me. So he's like, I'm going to try and scam her back. And so she, like, is messaging me. I'm like, yeah, I'm not falling for this. Like, get out of here. 3 days later, new account follows me. And I'm like, this is the same person. And she starts a conversation the same way. And like, she sends me a picture of herself. And I'm like, yeah, you're the same person that tried to do this like 4 days ago. She's like, no, different person. There's no way. And I'm like, yes, you are. Get out of here. Like, do you think I'm an idiot? Do you think people are idiots? It's so funny.
Gosh.
It's it's crazy, but it's so funny to me. It's like,
the lengths people will go.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Dang. Scams. Do we want to talk about, do we want to talk more, or are we?
We could look at some more.
we could probably end. I was gonna say we could end it there and then save it for the next podcast because we'll have stuff. We'll have stuff to talk about then for sure.
Yeah.
I
think we'll always have stuff.
Yeah. Not that we don't have stuff to talk about, but.
Spent an hour and a half at Verizon yesterday, and I'm getting a new phone. Long story short.
Really?
Yep.
Well, which phone are you getting?
It's so basically I have had problems with a SIM card for 3 times.
Wow.
And my calls have been dropping, and they've tried a new SIM 3 times. And he goes, okay, at that point, it's something wrong with the phone, so we'll just send you a new one. So, cool.
Wait, which provider do you have?
Verizon.
Oh, okay.
It's the. Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
But they like.
I just like ignored the Verizon part.
They majorly messed up my bill.
Oh really?
And so now they're giving me free internet, which gets Red Zone.
Oh. You want to invite me over for Sundays?
Sure thing.
Cool.
All day.
Actually, wait, you guys are gonna be in your new place then. I don't know what you have for internet, but if you get Xfinity, they're offering some sort of discount for NFL Sunday Ticket with YouTube TV. So, but they don't release the details till August 23rd, so I'll have updates then. But yeah, I've been talking with a lot of people about what they're gonna do for like what they're gonna watch stuff on this year. Like Sling's been brought up. NFL Plus just announced their whole deal.
Yeah, I was looking at NFL Plus and it's like $40.
It was $15 a month for NFL Red Zone. I have the screenshots of it because I sent it in a couple group chats.
Sure thing, pal.
Yeah.
Sure thing, guy.
I was looking at it the other day and it said $40, but maybe I was looking at the wrong thing.
Well, there are like a year. You can get it for a year, like subscription, or you can just do it like the per month if you want. But here's the deals.
Yeah, send me that.
Yeah, well, but yeah, I've been talking with a couple people about what their plans are for this. I'm gonna see what this deal is for the YouTube TV thing with through Xfinity. If it's a good if it's a good enough deal, I might do it just because I liked having the Sunday Ticket with Red Zone and then switching over to Seagull games. So
I know.
Are you out of this apartment end of September?
Yes, sir.
Bummer. I'll be 6 minutes away.
That is unfortunate.
Where are you gonna live after that?
Right now my plan is to move back home, at least for a few months. I'm not really sure though. I just kind of started apartment searching just to see what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
But
is there anything available in August?
August or
I've
September?
I guess
specific days. It'd be October 1st or like September.
I'm just kind of curious what it's like because I know like April is a good time to like find stuff, or I mean like March, April is when things are starting to open up because people's leases are ending. But like also June is horrible because everything else has been filled up. So
yeah, we'll see. I have been talking. I'd move back home at least for a bit, and if I find an apartment I really want, but it's not available till like November or February or whatever, then I might like do that, but then live at home until then or something. But I'm not really sure. I just kind of thinking for now. I'll probably decide in the next like month or 3 weeks or so.
The next time we record, I'll come back from South Dakota and Mount Rushmore and all that. So,
Wow.
No, why are you going there?
Sebastian's family invited me.
Cool.
And Sebastian invited me to come with his family, and we're gonna stay in Airbnb and do Mount Rushmore and do all this other stuff. Which I saw a very funny clip about Mount Rushmore, about saying
You've never been to Mount Rushmore.
No.
That's right. I have.
no,
Neither
yeah.
have I.
So somebody was saying like
That's funny.
it's cool. I think this is part of my take. I think is what they said. It's cool for the first time, like the first time you see it,
Yeah.
and then about 5 minutes in, you're like,
All right,
I think
Dude,
I'll
you
see
better
it.
hope it's not foggy, dude. You better. I'll show you a picture.
Somebody had talked about like the national treasure. They
Yeah,
were like,
yeah.
I was looking for like the lakes back there, you know.
It's so funny.
That's all I'm gonna. That's the only jokes I'm making when I go
National
see.
treasure jokes. Dude, national treasure is just it's national treasure.
It is a treasure.
My brother and his coworker will play 20 questions while they're working, and one of them was National Treasure that my brother picked, and his buddy was trying to guess. And it's so funny because I walk in the room and they're just like, okay, did he go to this college?
Mm-hmm.
No, and I'm like trying to figure out the category, and then I'll like start guessing. It's pretty funny because
Yeah.
it's just the stuff they pick, and it's like they'll pick a food, and so my
But
brother,
they don't get to know what the topic is.
right.
Okay.
And my brother will say, you know, they figure out within the first few questions.
Mhm.
But, you know, my brother will say, can it be, is it a dessert? And he's like, I mean, it could be. And it's like, well, it's either a dessert or not. Like,
Yeah.
any food could be a dessert if you have it at dessert time, but
Yeah.
is a dessert not? And he always says, like, well, it could be. It's like, dude, it either is or isn't.
Yeah.
That is
Is it
funny.
considered generally a dessert?
Yeah.
That's what-
Okay, here, swipe right on these photos, and that's in a span of like 5 minutes.
I always get confused on swipe right because you're
Oh,
actually
jeez.
going to the left.
Thing 2019. When did you go in 2019? Who'd you go with in 2019?
I don't know. We went to Michigan to see
Oh, that was-
Sergio and Wafa.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we drove there and we stopped through like all
Look
the
how
states.
young Juliano looks.
Oh, Will Levis is playing.
I like this picture here. For sure.
Don't be. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time we record, I will have gone to the Noah Khan concert. I
Mhm.
will have
You have to
shot a
tell me
wedding.
how many people went. I'm sure it's gonna be packed.
Dominique
Seahawks,
texted me and she
pictures
was
in-
she was like, I wish I had known
go.
about it, but she says tickets are crazy expensive now.
Yeah. Well, because now he's gotten bigger and he just released an
Oh.
album.
I know.
Hey, I'm going to that concert.
Are you?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Sweet.
Noah Khan, right?
Yeah.
When is that's here?
The Pavilion. Next Friday.
I didn't know that they
Nice.
did
Yeah.
concerts
I didn't
until
Yeah.
when you went and saw. Was it Lord Huron?
Lord
Yeah,
Huron.
in May.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they did concerts there until then.
I don't think I did either, to be honest with you.
And now all of a sudden they started to do concerts there.
It's a cool experience too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I forgot I was going to that concert until you
I
just
had
said it.
no idea you were. You and Slane?
Yeah.
Is Post Malone gonna be there? Because he did a song with Post
Well,
Malone.
me and Post Malone are pretty tight. So he'll probably be
I'm
there.
trying to text him. We'll see.
We'll see.
See how it goes.
If he did, people are gonna freak out if he shows up.
We
A
real
free
quick.
Post Malone concert.
That'd be so cool. Noah Khan appeared at his concert.
Yes, I did see
That was
that.
a cool clip. Real quick, the Ghost Runners just announced their other trip, not officially.
Oh,
So the trip I went to Florida for,
yeah.
they just announced next year's. It's end of April again, and they basically it goes live next weekend, but they like gave the people that went this last time exclusive access if they want to, you know. 'cause-
Oh, okay.
So they're doing like 2 sessions again. I think I'm gonna go. I'm pretty set on going. I was talking.
yeah.
I was on the phone with Brad last night, like
Oh, nice.
clarifying some questions, because like there was some kind of miscommunication with how much it was like.
You
I was
just
like,
straight up
"Is
called the
this-"
guy.
Yeah, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, I have some questions." He's like, "You can call if you want." It was like 9 o'clock last night, like
Dang.
11 his time. I was like,
Dang.
"Dude, you got to be in bed." But
I'm freaking out. I'm your biggest fan.
but it was pretty cool because yeah, I was asking like, is it priced per bed or per room? You know,
Mhm.
so we'll see. We got to talk about it before they go live
Yeah.
next weekend because
Yeah,
then
definitely.
everything's gonna be sold out within an hour.
Are you allowed to
Oh,
say where
really?
it is?
It's in Gulf Shores, Alabama. White beaches.
Sweet home Alabama.
Did you say White Beaches? That's kind of
racist.
Did you know like the most racist town is in Alabama?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why they're doing it there, right? Just kidding.
What is it called? White Gulf?
White Gulf Shores.
Gulf Shores.
I can show you the website when we're done here.
No,
I'll give you the
no.
website password.
Oh.
Oh,
Real quick.
Website password.
Never buy phone cases at Disney World.
I
And I'll
am never
tell you-
going to Disney World, so I don't have to worry about that.
You should go to Disney World. at
I'm
least
never
once.
getting a phone,
Oh.
so I don't have to worry about that.
Hold on.
Yeah, you go. I got something to say about my new phone.
So I spent $30 on this, and
Unbelievable.
I immediately Well, I don't. Well, I immediately regret it because I should have put like some sort of laminate thing, but it's starting to wear away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you first got your phone case, I was like, "That's a nice phone case. I'm gonna look into getting one." And then I didn't, and now I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, you can still get a phone case. Just don't get.
Well,
it like
I have a
this.
phone case. It's just clear.
Yeah. So then everyone can see how dirty
Me too.
it is.
Actually, I took it off. So
Dude,
I.
so clear.
It's a little cracked, but
So Verizon, this whole thing, basically I called a while ago and I was like, hey, I'm having problems with this. And he was like, okay, blah, blah, fixes it. Hey, I'm also seeing that you have these perks on your plan that you aren't using. Do you want to take them off and save money? And I said, heck yeah, dude. I got it. So he takes them off.
wait,
And
what
then
perks?
it was like ESPN Plus, like Disney Plus. It was stuff that,
So you took off the Disney Plus stuff?
yeah, but I already had it, I
Oh.
think. I don't know. I don't know if it was, I remember it coming when it was first, when I first found out I had it, I was like, I'm never going to use those. Still haven't. Okay, so then the bill comes out. It's way less. This is awesome. We're all saving money. There's 6 people on my plan.
Jeez.
Then I get billed 2 days ago, and it's way more. It's like $100 more than it was before it went down.
Dang.
Something's wrong. So I go in. He goes, so
You go into Verizon?
yeah,
Okay.
because I'm not dealing with it over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, he didn't explain this to you, but basically when he changed that, he took off all of the credits you're getting on the phones. So when we switched to Verizon, they said, okay, iPhone 13, it's normally $1,100, but you're going to get it for $400. So all of that credit that we get for getting a phone way cheaper, he wiped away. So
Okay.
now we're like, instead of my bill being $70 a month, it's like $100 or $90. And
Dang.
so I'm like, he was as like in disbelief, like I can't believe he didn't explain that, as I was. So then like he fixes it. Okay, they're going to call you every month to manually add that credit on. And then he goes, I'll give you internet. I'll match your price. Do I get red zone? Yeah, you do. Okay, cool. I'll take it. And then I bring up, my calls have been dropping again because the new phones, they come with an eSIM. But when I got the phone, they put a physical SIM in. So physical SIM wasn't working, dropping
You should
calls.
have like Ultra SIM if it's like eSIM and physical SIM. So.
You should be like simming everywhere.
Physical SIM didn't work. So they activate the eSIM. Calls were still dropping. So they put a new SIM in. Third time, calls still dropping. So he tells me at that point, it's a phone. I'll send you a new phone. So then I'm thinking, oh, he's going to like look at the physical shape of the phone and be like, oh, there's a crack, etc. I can't give you full credit. But he didn't even he didn't see the back.
Oh, nice.
And he either saw it and didn't care and thought this guy's been through enough or, didn't see it. But now I get a phone without this crack and I'm going to put
that crack.
I was in California shooting a wedding. This was when I still had a case on the phone. And I pulled it out to put in my drone remote, and it only fits in the remote when the case is off the phone. Pulled it out of the case and immediately fell to the gravel parking lot ground. And screen up. And I said, okay, cool. Screen's up. That means the screens aren't cracked. Flipped it over. That's a bummer.
That's cracked.
And then I immediately thought, well, it is kind of a cool crack.
Yeah. I mean, your
It's still
CAC
a
is
crack.
pretty cool. your CAC is pretty cool.
So anyways, I get a new but same phone, which is
Same.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Whenever it's like a new phone, it's like,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And now that I think about it, I should have asked if I could like switch colors.
Oh, yeah. You don't like your color?
I mean, it would have just been cool to get a new one,
Yeah.
I'm collarblind.
I love this color.
Dude, honestly, I feel like with phones, it's like, oh, man, I really like that color when you first get it. And then after like a week goes by, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't
I
care.
need to switch it up.
Like there were some people
They need
there.
a changing color phone. Eventually, I think we'll get that.
Oh, absolutely. Probably the next one.
Next one.
There were some people there that were picking out their phones, and they had this one was like an army green. I was like, I want that one.
That looks so sick,
It was like they were like, do you want army green or black? And he was like, black. I was like, dude, get army green.
Bro.
Oh, dude. Black.
If he was in the army, he probably would have gotten army green.
I would have
I don't
gotten
know.
it. I'm not even in the army.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe he has something against the army, and he's like, I don't want army green.
Maybe.
Dude, army green and
If he had
desert
said
sand.
forest green, I'm all about the forest. But he said army green.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Said army green and desert sand. 2 really good colors.
Yeah. Desert green.
I always like pink.
Okay. Just pink. All right. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, we're on socials. All the links are in our bio, and we'll be posting there.
Not
more.
all of our bios, but
Okay.
Our Spotify bio.
yeah. No, I'm saying like not all of our individual bios.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just our group. And we'll probably get Facebook up by the next time we record.
Probably.
Or when this releases. Doubt that. I'm going out to breakfast with Richard tomorrow.
Oh, are you? Nice, dude.
Yeah. And, yeah, cool. We'll see you in a little bit of time, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye!
Spend my days in the jellyfish fields, trying to fish you off my mind. Spend my nights at the Lagoon, experiencing the high tide. I feel like the man with glass bones and paper skin, and a heart so fragile. Cause without you, this home's just a pineapple. I'm ready.